Hi, hello, and welcome to Capricorn Venus Tarot. I'm Capricorn Venus. So, today we're gonna see why do people regret losing you? And this is a great collab with Moonful Readings. I love her videos so much. She always explains things in such an interesting way, and I love her voice and her nails. So definitely check out her video. It's gonna be linked in the description, and her, her channel at all will be in the title as well. But she's going to do what do people miss about you, and I'm doing why do people regret losing you. So related, two halves of the same thing. So yeah, watch your pile over here, and I'll see you in the comments over on her video. So yeah, we've got 4 piles. Pile number 1 is this purple lighter here. Pile number 2 is this cheetah print lighter. Pile number 3 is this white lighter. It's got a brand on the back. And pile number 4 is this orange lighter. So I'll give you some time. Let's get these up a little. And I will see you in your pile. Okay, pile number 1. Let's move this. Why do people regret losing? Pile number 1. Why do people regret losing? Pile number 1. So we split the deck and we got discernment and self-reflection. I feel like you help these people work through a lot of things. And now that they've lost you, it's kind of hard for them to sort through the mess, basically. Interesting. I think you also had a lot of love for this person, and they regret losing that. Because I'm just getting the sense that you weren't replaced by anyone or anything. Like, you had so much love for this person that they regret losing you because that's just way less love in their lives. Way less intelligence, too. Like, maybe you were their smartest friend or somebody with really good advice. Okay, so why do people regret losing pile number 1? Why do people regret losing pile number 1? Opportunity. Self-reflection again. And contentment. Bottom of the deck is focus. Yeah, I feel like these people now, they do struggle with knowing how to live a good life. You know, I feel like you bring in a lot of good advice, like I was saying. I think people regret losing you because you know how life should be lived, and you understand things that a lot of people don't understand. So they regret losing you because there's really nobody that has the same kind of ideas that you have. There's nobody that, and I feel like people really like this. It's like both you are very unique in the way you view things, but then also once they've seen the way you view things, it makes other ways not so good. It makes other people sound foolish to their ears. So I'm getting this as like a lot of people actually. They regret losing you because it's like you open their minds up to something, and now they see it everywhere they go. And so they're constantly reminded of you. And I feel like they realize over and over again how good your advice was, and like what a good lens you have on the world. And they wish they had that back in their lives. Okay, so why do people regret losing? My pile number 1. It's like they got this once in a lifetime opportunity to be in your life. And again, I'm really strongly feeling a lot of people think this, not just one person. Even if you are coming to this video for this one person, it's that one person. But then also a lot of people feel like you were a golden opportunity. You were someone who just had knowledge nobody else has. Like I keep getting that. And knowledge about them as well. So it's possible, you know, you end up knowing a lot about your friends or the people in your life, or, you know, exes or ex-family members. Oh, ex-family members, that's a strong statement, right? But yeah, just people that, I mean, they lost you, so I think it's fair enough to say. But anyway, yeah, all these people, I think you might have known like secrets from them, or you understood their heart, you understood their mind. You're one of those like psychoanalyzing people. And the thing is they look back now on what you had said, and it's so insightful that they really wish they had you around to give them more insight. You know, it's like a lot of these people that got insight from you, it's like the insight is going cold a little bit, and they really could use more advice. Yeah, they've kind of wrung the advice that you gave them dry. And this is for like old people that regret losing you. I think the new ones are still just using the advice you gave them, but someday it will run dry for them as well, you know, because it won't be relevant. Like people grow and they change and they move on, but they'll still be thinking of you. That's the thing. I think people regret losing you because there always still will be things that remind them of you, because of the way you think. Because the way you think is so differently, and you imprint in these people's minds this way of thinking, every time they have like a progressive thought, they think of you. So I think that's another reason why people regret losing you, is because they're constantly reminded of you, and they're constantly thinking of scenarios in which you could help them. So it just kind of sucks to not have you actually around. It's like they only have the memory of you. They can't move on, and they can't seem to have you around. So, okay. Interesting. Why do people regret losing? Pile number one. I think there's definitely people who miss your sexual appeal, for sure. I feel like, yeah, you have like a flirty sense that people miss and regret losing. You know, that fire, that kind of spicy edge of a little bit of back and forth and everything. I think even friends or family, it wouldn't be sexual, obviously, but it's just like that kind of spicy back and forth, you know, like a fun game night is not really fun if nobody's being kind of sassy, or nobody's like, you know, there's just no spice. You had a really good spice, like, to conversation. You're very charming. You're very interpersonal. You're a great listener. You're a great listener, and you have a great sense of humor. So people really miss out on this. You know, it's like again, I'm just getting the sense that a lot of the people that regret losing you, they're still doing some of the same things they were always doing. You know, their Friday night game night, or their Thursday trivia night, okay, or like their weekend soccer games, whatever. They're still doing these things. So then it's like they think of you and how you used to interact in those scenarios. So project that onto your situation. But I think these people, there's something so distinct about you, Pile 1. I think that's what I keep coming back to, is there's something so distinct about how you show up in the world, about how you interact with people, like what you choose to say in conversation, what you bring to the forefront, something so distinct that people regret losing you, as well as they think about you often after losing you. So it's not just a regret, it's also like a constant reminding of you. And again, it's not just romantic, it really is friends and family too. They regret losing you too because it's like, yeah, you gave them a lot of ideas, and you gave them lots of opportunities to have fun. It's like, again, because of how unique and different you are, and how, you know, out there your interests are, or something like that, you brought people opportunities that there's just no way that they would encounter otherwise. They could never think of these things. I think you are just an extremely creative person, Pile 1. So they definitely regret losing you because that was like that creative, you were like a creative spark in a lot of people's lives. The Empress, wow. Yeah, I feel like you also healed and soothed him. Oh my gosh, yes, okay. That's a huge reason people regret losing you. Upon one is, but they don't, I feel like they don't want to talk about this as much. I feel like they would talk about the fact that they miss your creative energy and how funny and charming you are, but they don't want to talk about the fact that they miss you because you were soothing to their lives. I think there's something about the way you would interact with them and talk with them and just be with them that made their lives seem good. You know, you added a lot of stability and sweetness to people's lives. And that's why they regret losing you, is because no one is showing them that kind of like direct attention. And I feel like even if people are showing them direct attention, it is not hitting the same. It is just not hitting the same. Yeah, I'm really getting that with getting Cancer, Scorpio, and then Cancer again. Opportunity, self-reflection, contentment. I mean, yeah, to Cancer as well. It's strongly like, and then getting the Empress, it's like very much motherly energy, like somebody, but it's like healing a wound, you know? It's not just a mom kind of energy. It's also just anybody who is like a healing presence. You almost have like a nurse energy, not even just mom, but like also nurse kind of vibe. And you treated people's spirits like that. Like you came in with the, you know, box of chocolates and the sad movie to your friends, you know, when they were going through a breakup. Like you seem to always have the remedy, you know? I feel like that's another big reason that people regret losing you, is you always have the remedy to whatever's going on, whatever the problem is. Yeah, okay, Justice. Wow. Yeah, again, with the advice. And you just know the right answer with things like that. I feel like that's, with the remedy thing, that would be your loving side. And then with the Justice, it would be like a remedy in terms of conflict. I feel like you are a mediator, for sure, mediator. And so people regret losing you because they've lost their mediator. Like, things get out of control a little bit quicker with you not around. And also, even if they can handle it just fine, it's like, again, they're reminded of you. Because when a situation arises where they need to mediate, or they need to like take tensions down or something like that, they immediately think of you. Because they know that if you were there, they wouldn't need to be doing this. You could do it. And also, you would do it a lot better than them. And you would just have the perfect answer. Whereas like for them, they're going to have to try really hard to figure out what they should do in this situation. And like in the meantime, things might, you know, get a little bigger. Plus they don't have your support. So they don't even know if they're right or wrong. Like people just feel wishy-washy without you. And they really regret your calm mind and your, you know, rational look at things. And yet you were so motherly. To get like the Empress and Justice, first of all, heavy Libra. So we've got Cancer, Scorpio, and Libra as the main signs I'm seeing here. Some Taurus as well. Sorry, I got hung up on that astrology there. It's the way you said things. You know, you were both clear, concise, and kind, you know? And so people regret losing that, obviously. Okay. So what do people regret losing? Why do people regret losing? Pile number 1. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, Princess of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go back to the beginning a little bit. First, actually, I want this one and this one. You're a very diligent, hard worker, too. I would say, like, people regret losing you because you were, like, a powerful team member, you know, in every scenario. Just like I was saying, like, in relationships, you are a powerful team member in that, you know how to schmooze with the parents. You know how to pick out a good wedding outfit, you know, or with friendships, it's like you knew how to plan the road trip. You knew how to, you know, make sure you reached out if you kind of got the sense people were pulling away or something like that. You're somebody who has a really good attention to detail and a lot of care. And you're not afraid of doing a little bit of extra work. It's like you had more energy than than others, you know? Not even, I feel like the people who regret losing you, it's not like they don't have the energy. They do have the energy. It's just more the people they interact with now don't have as much energy as you. There's a lot of comparison. And again, it's like you're constantly, I think the fact that they're comparing everybody to you, it definitely adds to the regret, because people are coming up short. And it's not fair to compare these people to you, you know, like, because everyone's different. Everyone has their strengths. But you have some really big strengths, Pile 1, you know. It's so funny to get opportunity and the Ace of Pentacles, because that's very similar energy. It's almost like you knew, I feel like people regret losing you because you know them better than they know themselves. It's like, again, with the motherly and also Scorpio energies, like you have this psychological knowledge, which of each individual person you know, which allows you to give the best advice personalized to them. It's like, that's another thing people regret losing you for, is that you have a personalized touch. You know, if one person you meet like really needs you to give them tough love all the time, you're totally capable of that. If somebody else you meet only wants to have a good time, like just wants to sing in the car, and they never want to have a serious conversation, it doesn't help them, it just stresses them out, you will sense that and you will follow through with that. There's something about you with a real personal touch. A lot of people notice this and they really miss that when they regret losing you. You know what I mean? They regret losing that in their lives, that personal touch, because a lot of people, they just have to deal with whatever they get. You know, this person, their love language is gift giving, so I'm always going to get a gift from them, even though I would really prefer some quality time or like just a few more compliments. No matter what I do, I'm just going to get gifts. So there's that kind of like people not listening to their preferences, or people not listening to not being in tune with how to interact with others. So let's re-roll this one. 7 is Libra. And we did get Justice, so Justice and the Empress, yeah. You got a lot of Libra, actually. What do people regret losing? Pile number 1. You were a great protector, too. Yeah, I mean, you were really kind of a ride or die for their friends. I feel like that's an underrepresented quality of Libra, is they are totally ride or die. I know they get a kind of bad reputation sometimes in the love department, but especially with friends, like if you try to come after a Libra's friends, I feel bad for you. And you have that quality, Pile number 1, and people miss that. People really regret losing you. They really lost. I mean, I know this is like kind of a played out like sentiment, but they lost a real one, and they really did, though, Pile 1. They really did. They regret losing you because they've actually done some self-reflection. There's a lot of people in this group that regret losing you, Pile 1, because they now realize what they did. You know, it's like they lost you because they were not seeing things clearly, but now after some self-reflection, they have seen things clearly. I'm sensing that there's a big group of people in this group who have been away from these people for a long time, you know? And so they've had some time to self-reflect. And they've had some time to learn how much harder life is without you, Pile 1. I think people regret losing you because now time has passed and they see that it was so much better with you around. You know, it really was. And they've just kind of come to that conclusion. So, yeah, that's why they regret losing you. You're a stable helping hand, for sure. And you're always bringing up new concepts. And you make things clear that seem confusing. You have this like black and white mentality almost. And you might not agree with it, but that's why people regret losing you, is like you made things so obvious. You know, just the way that you interact with this person or these people made life more obvious. It made it more obvious what they should go towards, just by you being yourself. I'm not even getting like, yes, you were really good at advice, and that's another thing they regret losing, but right now they're bringing up like you were just so direct. You were so forward moving with your passion. It just seemed like you were never waiting around to see what you should do next. It was like you were always on to the next project and this was really inspiring. And there's something about having someone in your life who is constantly moving forward that helps you move forward too. It's like you're kind of like, you know, I'm thinking of those like water wheels on the outside of old-timey log buildings. Because you're the big drop of water that makes it turn initially, so that every other drop of water, it's just easily turning. You were like the form of momentum for at least like a lot of these people, you know, like your forward momentum propelled them. And I feel like another reason they regret losing you is you were a person who loved to see your friends succeed. You're such a cheerleader, you know, I'm just getting that, such a cheerleader, and so precise with your compliments. I know we brought up the love languages before, but maybe yours is words of affirmation, and you were always hyping your friends up or these people up or this partner up, and in such a direct, specific way. Again, there's this personal touch aspect with you, Pile 1, where you handmade tailored everything for the people in your life. You know, you would interact differently with different types of people to be exactly, you know, exactly the most helpful thing for them. But it was still you. It was just like you had this way of knowing exactly the right thing for them specifically. You're very clear and stable and reliable and protective. But you weren't harsh or demanding. Like, you also had this like naive sense of just enjoying their company. You know, it didn't feel like you bossing them around by any means. I feel like that's why earlier, instead of like taking the mother angle with the description, it was like more of like a nurse or something like that, because there's something about you that your delivery is such that it's very clear, it's tailored to them, but it's also giving them room to feel like they were a part of it. And like, you're not a teacher teaching them, even though you were, but like you made it seem more like peer-to-peer. You know, you never put yourself above them. And upon self-reflection and upon time passing, they realized that, you know, you were better at some things than them. So you could have put yourself above them, you know? And so I feel like that's another reason they regret losing you. I think Pile 1, this Pile more than others, I haven't filmed the others, but I'm just getting that sense. These people regret losing you because they've done a lot of self-reflection. I feel like it's taken some time, but they've gone over these situations and basically just like seeing the error of the way they interacted with you. Yeah, and just seeing that you were a positive force for them, and that's why they regret losing you, and that's what they regret losing you over, you know? So, okay, very nice, Pile 1. So, put these back and just pull some music videos. And don't forget to check out Moonful Tarot, Moonful Readings Tarot video, which is What Do People Miss About You? Yeah, I will be in the comments. I've actually already watched the video, and it's really good. So, and her nails are really cute, so go over and give her a compliment and subscribe, you know. Let's see. Okay, so why do people regret losing? Pile number 1. Why do people regret losing? Pile number 1. Anything else? Okay, bad friend, wow. Okay, last one though. Okay. That's another, yeah, I feel like people regret losing you because you just knew how to bring the right energy for anything. And then you also knew how to bring them out of a slump. It's like nobody is intimate with these people. the way you were, friendships, cousins, boyfriend, girlfriend. Nobody is really like getting in the weeds with these people and the way that you did. So they regret losing somebody who was willing to go there with them, get deep. Because some people, there's a lot of people that aren't willing to have deeper conversations, aren't willing to get in an argument with anybody. Like, they will just straight up leave, But yeah, I think this is a great one for them because they regret losing you because they realized that their priorities were totally out of whack, for sure. Yeah, and again with this friendship and like knowing each other's personalities, knowing these details about people, like having a space in the world. They regret losing that space in the world, space in your world. Yeah, this is great because this is like she's basically singing about how she's really intense and it could go really crazy, but it's also really fun. And she could be like the love of your life, like, basically. They would just regret losing someone so deep. You have a lot of depth, pile one, and, there's a lot of shallow people in the world, like, for real. Again, there's, like, regret here. There is regret. Obviously, the video is why do they regret losing you, but, like, there's regret for their actions, not just losing you, but like there is actual regret for their actions that I'm feeling. So apply it to your situation. Like some of you, maybe there's not, and for sure, but I think, if this is resonating, I think that could be the truth. Yeah, whereas like, I think they also regret losing you because you don't really have to regret losing them. Because you have this personal touch and this way of adjusting to people, and like this really enmeshing kind of quality that you have, you're gonna have no problem, like they might not have more relationships that are that intimate, but you definitely do. Yeah, you're a blast, that's for sure, pile one. Like you know how to throw together a party or a get together or whatever, for sure. And then Leave Me Loving You is perfect too because there's a part of the music video where he just imagines her doing stuff with him, but it was all in his head. And I feel like that's how it is now. They regret losing you because you're still right there. You're still in their head. You're still, like, they're just reminded of you very often. Like I said, you're a very unique person. So it just happens that you're like a brainworm to them. Things you said and the way you are is like lodged in their mind. Yeah, you're like the angel or devil on their shoulder, like they can always imagine what you would say to a situation, or like they think they can, you know what I mean? They have like a shadow of you, that is always saying the pile one type thing. And that's why they regret losing you. So thank you very much, pile one. Definitely go check out Moon for Readings video, and I will leave these down below, and I'll see you next time. Okay, pile number 2. Well, I mean, first of all, ballsy choice. Picking the cheetah print lighter. So I am getting like, I feel like people regret losing you because you're the type of person that would, I'm thinking of a crazy example, so I'm just gonna say them, like jump in a stranger's car, or like strike up a conversation with a person you meet at the bar, or decide at 9 a.m. that you want to take everyone skydiving, It doesn't have to be those things, but just like that's the kind of energy you bring. And they really regret losing that. They regret kind of, I feel like maybe even some people tend to think of you as like intense, or you could attract people that are, I don't want to say boring because that's kind of like, that's a harsh word and that's not what I mean, but bored. I would say you attract people who are bored, and their normal routine is something that they are bored by. So it's not like they're boring, but they are bored with their lives. But the thing is when you swing in, I just heard when you swing in, at first that you might seem like a lot to them, or you might seem like, I'm trying to tap into it, because the thing is, they don't feel this way anymore. But when they first meet you, it's like they're kind of shocked by you, and they're kind of thrown off, and they kind of take the stance of, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. But deep down, they're bored. They're definitely bored of their lives, and they really like your excitement. But I think there's like pushback there. Okay. Why do people regret losing? Pile number 2. 10, 12, 12. My. That is intense. Oof. People regret losing you also because, like, it was like you were fate incarnate. I mean, that's how they feel. They regret losing you because it's like you could predict what would happen, or you had a secret ability. What? Okay. Interesting. I think another reason people regret losing you is you have like a romantic view of the world. You have like rose-colored glasses. But you also, you physically put that in place. Like I said, you don't just like come up with the plan to go skydiving. You'll go. You'll actually do it. Okay. Your words and action. So they definitely regret losing that, because now they only find one or the other. It seems like you're a rare breed, I guess. That's what they're trying to say. Why do people regret losing? Pile number 2. Just try to make it easier for me to understand why people regret losing. Pile number 2. Wow. Definitely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. All right. You can see that. Okay, now clarify the Queen of Pentacles. I'm just getting the need. I'm finding the need to do this, so I'm going to do it. Clarify the Knight of Cups. There's definitely a lot of daydreaming going on about you. Because you're such a kind of intense, wild, free, creative kind of person, they have a lot of memories with you. They regret losing you because you architected or created some of the most exciting times in their life. So it's almost like they're going to be comparing it. It's like not even comparison. There is nothing else exciting happening. Yeah, I'm getting people regret losing you because you were the only exciting thing to happen to them. I'm getting like very dramatic language. I keep getting extremely dramatic language. It was like a taste of the good life or something. They regret losing you because it was like a taste of the good life, a taste of what it could be or what they would want it to be. You felt like a dream come true, something they created out of their... These people are very much like projecting onto you. They have like a romanticized vision of you in their mind, and they're really holding on to that. They regret losing you because of this romanticized vision of their mind. Maybe they were trying to control you, or they don't have to have. I'm not getting that like for everybody in this pile, but take what resonates. Some of them might have kind of been triggered by your free spirit and tried to control you, and so they lost you. But others, it just might have slipped away and you guys just didn't end up together or whatever, or maybe you switched jobs, or it could be a lot of different things, right? You could have even moved away from home or something, and this was your best friend from high school, or this was your favorite cousin, or, you know, something like that. I think I'm seeing a lot of different scenarios, but you guys have a lot of memories together, and they miss those times. Yeah, I mean, they miss those times. They miss this romanticized version of you. Little bit of laziness from this person. Okay. Why do people regret missing pile number 2? Yeah, I mean, you just brought so much passion into these people's lives, pile 2. You definitely felt like a magical presence, something that they would be incapable of recreating. I think you and I probably would say that they could recreate some of this if they just tried. But they see you as this like magic being who was able to bring these things to life and bring their life meaning and interest. And so they regret losing you because it was like you were the spark in their life. This could even be like a parent misses the spark you brought into their life, even if they complained about it while you were around. Okay, so clarify the 9 of Wands. Why do people regret losing? Yeah, okay, so you also have like a lot of, yeah, this is reinforcing that parent-child dynamic, but it also could be anybody. You said some truths to this person, you know? You tried to help this person, and you gave them all you had in terms of advice, and advice isn't even strong enough. I think you had like an idea about what was fucking up their life, you know? I feel like you could see clearly, because again, maybe this was a long-term friend, or this was a partner you were with, or this could be a parent, you know, somebody who you were intimately in the know about, so that you could exactly pinpoint where in their lives they were struggling, and just be like, hey, you know, let me just bring my insight to this. And you said whatever you said. And it definitely, in the end, helped them to grow and learn and heal themselves. I'm guessing it could have had a lot of different outcomes. Let's see, at the time. Yeah. It's like you had all this insight to bring to them to help them heal, and you were coming at it from such a good place, but they took it such the wrong way. Like, I'm just getting the sense that these people that regret losing you, they regret losing you because they took your healing words poorly, like really poorly. They took it the wrong way. It made them kind of turn against you in a way. You know, these are people who regret losing you, so it's not crazy to think that they might have turned against you. If not like openly, maybe they just kind of harbored some ill feelings about what you had said, you know, and they just kind of held on to that until you guys weren't in contact anymore. And then now they regret that, basically. I don't know. Yeah. They could say sorry or something, though. This person just feels like at a stalemate a little bit, and they're just kind of, maybe they'll figure it out. I think they could figure it out. So, I mean, I won't be too harsh, but they definitely regret losing you because they now see that your words were only meant to help. You were just trying to help them. You were just trying to bring them happiness. Like, you were not trying to do anything. I don't think you had bad intentions at all, and now they regret losing you because they know that now. They know that you had no bad intentions. I think back then, they just took it the wrong way. They took a lot about you the wrong way. I think you could have had like a cold approach, but I think they didn't take your personality enough into account, and so they regret losing you because it's like, you know, a little coldness is worth all this fun, all this excitement, all these memories, passion, you know, helpful advice. Like, you know, you can handle kind of a blunt tone, because I've got Capricorn and Pisces here. And so with Capricorn, I get this like perfectionism, and you know, you're very clear with your words, pal two. Clear, and you also just kind of are, it's like there's a bluntness to you, to the way you speak. I don't think it's completely like really, really harsh, but I think it's straightforward. You know, it's more like, well, I think that, you know, usually you don't get your homework done because you start, you know, drinking at 3 with your guy friends while you play video games. So if you want to get your homework done more, you just have to stop drinking at 3. And that can sound harsh because you're like, stop drinking at 3. But it's also just like, it doesn't have to be that you care that this person is drinking or that you care that this person is doing whatever they're doing. It's more that they had a problem and you're like, here's the obvious solution. But they didn't see it like that at the time. You know, project it onto your situation, because I'm getting that there might have even been several conversations or several things you would bring up to them, and they would just be like offended by it instead of seeing it for what it was, which was just you looking at their problems and taking a rational approach to it. Okay, clarify 2 of Cups here. Wow. I mean, this could definitely be a family connection, because you guys got along super well. You had lots of really interesting conversations. There was a lot of care here. Like, there was deep feelings here. Really, really deep feelings, deep love. And they definitely regret losing that. They regret losing a really close connection. It's just sad, honestly. It's just sad for them that they lost such a close connection. Okay. Yeah, it's just, you guys had such a history. I'm really getting that. I mean, it could be that you guys just had an immediate spark, and it might not have been that long, but you guys had really deep conversations, so it felt like deeper than it was. But I think for a lot of you, it's going to be actually really long relationships, or just conversations, I guess. But yeah, it feels like a major loss. It feels like a major, major loss. And it has been, it's like, it can't be replaced. It's irreplaceable, what's been lost between you guys. That's what they're saying. Like, it's irreplaceable. What the, okay. 10 of Pentacles, you know, like the Hermit. Maybe they might come back, you know, like, I think, again, they do regret it. I feel like there's still, like I was saying, like there's some laziness here, but they're still in hermit mode. These people that regret losing you. So, you know, it's possible that they will come back. They're just trying to get over this heartbreak and like make a new start. But you might reject these people. But try to be positive about it. But maybe you guys would have to get in another fight, and you're kind of like at this 7 of Wands, like above them, so they'd have to, it might be difficult for them to come back towards you. But yeah, they regret losing you also because they're like, they want to come back towards you, you know, like that's that. Like, they regret the situation if it was just one situation, and also they regret like how they acted. I feel like they regret their negative reaction to some of the things you would do or say. As far as like working on it and working on coming towards you, I feel like they're a little bit slow. Yeah, they even got the Knave of Pentacles, so that's like the Page of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving, and like they're just kind of beginning this process. Okay, so clarify. What did they regret losing Pal to? Yeah, but you might be long gone by the time you're just constantly chasing good things because you have that searching mind. That's another reason they regret losing you, Pal 2, is you have that searching mind. You're always searching for the exit. You're always searching for the solution. You're like a very solution-based person, Pal 2, and they really regret losing that in their lives. And just like, it's so funny because you have this like really logical solution-based side, and then you have this really, really fun side. And so that just leads you out of any darkness very quickly quick and fast, you know? So that's why this Knave of Pentacles energy might not really help. But, you know, we'll see. But yeah, I feel like the reason they regret losing you, though, is that they know that you're just going to get farther and farther away, because you're just going to be chasing fairies in the forest, you know, like you're chasing your little intuitive nudges and doing it perfectly in that Capricorn way. So, yeah. Anything else? Yeah, I think they also regret losing you because now it's like out of their hands. Like they don't have any control over the situation. Like they lost you. They regret losing you because that's so permanent, you know? It's so permanent. It was such a good connection. Like, that's just what I'm getting. It's interesting. Okay. Okay, let's pull some music videos. Why do people regret losing pile number 2? Why do people regret losing pile number 2? Why do people regret losing pile number 2? What if I can't forget you? That's the thing. Yeah, there's something about like the weight of this connection. Like it was so deep and so heavy. That's like a huge reason they regret losing you. About 2 is like it was such a deep, heavy, like invested connection to them, you know, like you'll have to know how it was for you, but they definitely feel that way. Like past lives or something like that, you know, that they added some depth to it. Like they add some, like we were soulmates or we were platonic soulmates, or you know, that was my favorite person, something like that. Yeah. That's what you get when you let your heart win. And again, I'm getting like these are kind of like older songs, so I do feel like this is like a connection that goes back to childhood, or you know, or not, but just if it resonates. Yeah, they felt really awake with you too. Like they felt like, yeah, they were following their heart with you, you know? And they're not really feeling like they're following the heart as much. And they're not really feeling like they have any other people that are like in lockstep with them and, you know, together forever kind of energy. All I want to do. Yeah, again with this, like you have like this romanticized energy, you know, and that's another thing they regret losing is looking at your life like a movie. That's really something you bring to people, and you brought to this person or these people. On Badini, yeah, I really feel like they're gonna try to come back and like beg for you to come back, and they want to be together again, like as friends or together, you know, in a romantic sense, or if this is a parent or something, they want to be like besties, you know. That's up to you. That's up to you. But yeah, and then this one is like pretty straightforward. Bottom bitch, like you were that, you know, you were that, and you got it, you know. Like who cares if you were a little harsh sometimes? Like everybody has their things, but dang, you know, you're such a star. Like you're so amazing, you know, a perfectionist and full of fun. Like you brought a lot of joy. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, pile 2. Make sure to head over to Moonful Readings to see what people miss about you. And I'll be over there in the comments. But yeah, so I'll link that down below. I'll link these down below, and I'll see you next time. Okay, pile number 3. Why do people regret losing you? Pile number 3. They feel unlucky. That's for sure. They don't like that they miss you, though. Yeah. They regret losing you because they don't like feeling like this. They don't like missing you. Okay, whatever. Why do people regret losing? Pile number 3. 11 is friendship in Aquarius. 12 is dreams in Pisces. 7 is Libra and also partnerships. Yeah. Past life friendship or something? They felt unreasonably close to you. I feel like they regret losing you because it's just making them feel a lot of things. I'm getting the sense that in this reading we're gonna see like a lot of just random things that they're thinking about you because they regret losing you because they feel about you at all. Like if you were still in their life, they wouldn't have to address the feelings they had for you. If you were still around, then they could dull these feelings somehow. But the fact that you're gone, like heartbreak sometimes hits harder than just being in love. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah, like a friend breakup kind of hits harder than just being so obsessed with a friend, you know? Yeah, so obsessed, in love. So this could be somebody who, like, it could even be like somebody who had a crush on you, but it's definitely somebody who, like, again, I'm just getting lots of things about this person. Why do they regret losing pile number 3, though? The devil and death. Yeah, they're kind of obsessed with you. I feel like they regret losing you because when they were with you, when they had you around, they didn't have to be so obsessed with you because they could actually see you and what are they trying to say? Like, entertain themselves that way? What? That is so weird. That is mad weird. This person has no self-awareness. These people, you know, if it's family or something, probably pick more than one pile. But yeah, this group, I'm just getting like the people that regret losing you, like I don't think they have a lot of self-awareness that they really truly regret losing you, but they are regretting it. Does that make sense? I mean, they feel really intensely for you and they don't like that. They don't want to be feeling intensely for you. They don't want to be searching your page. They don't want to be thinking about you night and day. They don't want that. So they regret losing you because if they could have just kept you around in some capacity, then they wouldn't have to feel like this. They wouldn't have to feel abandoned. They wouldn't have to miss you. They wouldn't have to do those things. But it's like when you're not around, not that they've lost you, they have no choice but to regret losing you and miss you and think about you all the time and find any way to get in your presence and find any way to look at what you're doing online, or I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of obsession energy here. Okay. Like they're constantly tempted into thinking of you, tempted by themselves into calling you up, you know, and they don't want to care about you. There's something about that. Like they don't want to care about this. But they really strongly do. It's very interesting. Well, Ace of Swords. So yeah, it's like they can't hide the truth. Both, I think that was clarifying for me that I am picking up on the right thing, because that's often what happens. Like if you at home pulled the Ace of Swords after you were just thinking something, so oftentimes I find that is like confirmation. But anyway, I also think that they can't hide from the truth. They regret losing you because when they were in your presence, they could hide from this. They could not feel this. They could hide from the truth. They could tell themselves that maybe even you were obsessed with them. You know, when they had you in their life, They could deny the fact that they were obsessed with you and say, oh no, yeah, they're just always coming around, or oh yeah, they're always saying something, and they could like place it onto something else. But now that you're away and they've lost you, there's something about that makes it obvious that it's really them that has a hang up on you. You know, maybe now it's clear that you're not hung up on them, and so that makes it obvious that they're actually the ones thinking of you all the time. It's not that you said something that pissed them off. It's not that you did. It's not you at all. It's they are obsessed, and they have to come to terms with that now. Now that they don't have you. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic, although it is leaning that way. It is leaning on like friend who wishes they would more, or ex, or that was trying to keep it casual with you, or something like that. It's definitely coming across that way. But it also could be like a friend who wanted to be the cool one in the friendship, but they were like pursuing you, and you thought it was weird, and you guys distanced each other, and now they miss you and they wish they were with you. But that kind of goes against their own narrative that they were the popular one that you were pursuing. Does that make sense? It's the same with the family members too. It's like they thought they were the cool one in the family, and that you, of course, you would want to hang out with them, and you're the one trying to always hang out with them. But now that they've lost you, and they regret it because they're the ones missing you. You don't seem to be missing them as much. Yeah, okay. Why do they regret losing? Pile 3. Yeah, they don't know what to say to you. They don't know what to say to make this go away, to make this feeling go away. They don't know what to... They can't think of a thing to say to you, because the thing is like they had it so wrong. They had the situation so wrong that it's kind of like, it's almost embarrassing. It's almost embarrassing. I wouldn't go so far. It's like, I don't want you to think that they are looking down on you, because they're not. They're like low-key obsessed with you. Even platonically, I'm telling you. But it's more embarrassing because of their previous actions. I don't think it's embarrassing to pursue you, Pile 3. That's not what they're saying, and that's not what I mean. It's more like it's embarrassing because of the way they acted before. Because they were so nonchalant and breadcrumby, or, yeah, even, again, I've said this in other videos, but anybody can breadcrumb you. It's all about if you're being treated as an option. You know, I've been breadcrumbed by my freaking parents, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not having to do with romance all the time. Anyone can breadcrumb you, and it's never a good thing, and you shouldn't allow it. But, well, they lost you, so obviously you didn't allow it. But I'm just saying, like, because of the way they acted before, like they were so much better than you, and you were pursuing them, it would kind of be embarrassing to them, or it would be like an admission of defeat, or lowering themselves to then go and try to pursue you. Silliness, though. Again, this person is just not very self-aware at this moment. So, why do they regret losing? I just keep thinking regret missing you. They really don't like that they miss you. They want to move on. They would like to just have you back so that they didn't have to feel like this anymore. I just bit my tongue. So I just feel like they would never want to say that. And why not? Like, why not? That's just so ridiculous. Yeah. Why do they regret losing my pile number 3? Yeah, it's just like the odds are not in their favor right now. They regret losing you because it's like now things just seemed like they're all switched around, and it's just crazy, you know? Yeah, I feel like they also regret losing you because you're doing so well. You really showed them up, you know, like, you're on top of the wheel now, you know, you're doing really well, and it's showing them up. I don't know. They regret losing you because you're showing them up now. It's kind of funny. They also regret losing you because you have a very hopeful energy about you. again, I just feel like they didn't really see your good qualities until you left. So it's a really good thing that you left. I think they regret losing you now, and as time goes on, hopefully they can get a little bit more self-aware. But I feel like deep down, they regret losing you because you brought a lot of hope into their lives. You brought a new way of thinking, a happier way of thinking into their life, and they didn't realize it was you until you weren't around. You know, they thought it was them. They really were giving themselves too much credit, you know, which I don't always say about people, but I feel like they were just giving themselves too much credit, and they were not, you know, showing appreciation to the people in their lives that made them have more fun. And I feel like you were one of those people. You were one of those people that made them have a lot more fun and made them feel special. You know, they weren't giving you credit for making them feel special. They were like, well, of course I feel special. Of course pile 3 is going to make me feel special. I am special. You know, but it actually takes work and effort to make people feel like they're center stage. You know, I love doing that for my friends and family. But it takes work, you know. You have to like actively notice things about them and compliment them. You have to, you know, remember their birthdays. You have to think about like a nice gift. You have to make them feel loved. You know, you have to do random things, spur of the moment for them, like bring their favorite coffee or something like that. You know, notice when they get a new haircut. So there's a lot of work that goes into that, and they regret losing that because I think that is the first thing they're realizing, is that a lot of people don't put in the effort that you did. You know, so that's something. Yeah, they regret losing you because they didn't understand how much power you were giving them. You know, it wasn't that they just had power. You were giving them that power, and it was a mutual exchange, and it was out of the kindness of your heart. Yeah, they regret losing you because I feel like they're realizing they had an actual friend. They had a real friend, and that's not what they thought was happening. It's almost like they thought they had a fan with you, you know? But turns out it was a mutual friendship. Maybe they've just never experienced a mutual friendship before. If they've never experienced someone who was so open with their complimenting, pile 3, I think you're really open with how you compliment people. You're really open with expressing your love. And it's possible these people just, they've never seen that. And, you know, that's something, I'm trying my best to see it from these guys' point of view. Like, I don't know. But if they were really, really, really bad, then I would say that. But it's just not, it's not exactly what I'm getting. It's kind of just a little bit of, naive's not even the right word. I don't know. Why do they regret losing, pile 3? I think that they want to heal. They want to heal. And they sense that knowing you would help that. And if they hadn't lost you, they sense that you would have healed them in some way. But I think you already did help heal them. You know, like, if you guys never speak again, don't be too concerned about this person. I think this will still be a lesson to them down the road. Even now. Again, this person is not very self-aware. And that's why I feel like the reading is kind of coming across in a wishy-washy way, because I'm tapping into what's really happening, but then I'm also kind of tapping into what they think is happening, and they just kind of have no idea. But I think it underneath the surface, they are healing. And that's why they're able to feel this missing you. They are healing, and that's why they miss you. You know, that's why they regret losing you, is because they're actually healing. They just don't want to be healing, but it's happening without their permission. Something about this friendship or this interaction that you guys had, it did heal them, like against their will. And I think it is because it was a mutual thing, and you really had no problem pouring into them. And again, maybe they've never experienced that, so we can pity them a bit. But I think these people that regret losing you, pile 3, they really gained something from you guys' interactions. They gained they were able to feel what it was like. So now in the future, when they encounter a true friendship or a true, that's what I keep getting, true friendship. So any kind of relationship you have in your life can also be a friendship, and it should be. So I think it applies to anything, but I think it's the friendship that these people regret losing with you, pile 3, because it was a special kind of friendship that is not something they've experienced before, but I think it is something they will experience again. And so you taught them what that feels like. So now maybe they won't misidentify it in the future. And I feel like that was just a message that needed to come out for you, pile 3, just so you know, like, you had a role, you know? I feel like these people regret losing you. What is their, like, outside reasoning? You made them feel good. You made them feel like a kid again. You made them feel like they were useful. You made them feel seen. You know, you might have gotten them really good gifts. You kind of parented them almost, like gentle parenting. You were patient with them. I think that's another thing they regret losing you for, is like you were so patient with them, and they don't get a lot of patience, actually. They regret losing you too because they kind of feel like a fool. They feel like they didn't do all that was necessary to keep you, and they regret that. And that, I feel like, yes, it's deep down, but I feel like unlike this healing aspect, I feel like they do see that they regret losing you because of how patient you were with them and how much grace you gave them. I think that's something at the front of their mind, is like, wow, nobody is as lenient with me as pile 3. And I think patience is a better word, but maybe they're thinking lenient, you know? What else am I missing? Yeah, I mean, you were fun to play with too. Like, you guys had a back and forth. You guys had interesting conversations. Again, it's the friendship. They regret losing you because of the friendship. And they regret losing you because they're in pain. They're in pain over this. And they might just not be used to that, like caring. They might have had a lot of walls up. And again, unbeknownst to them, you were cracking down their walls. You were healing them. But the thing is now that they've lost you, all they feel is the hurt. You know, and before maybe they had those walls up and they didn't have to feel the hurt. Again, I'm getting like a major heartbreak energy here, with some resentment. I mean, because they just don't want to be feeling this at all. Yeah, that comes up strongly. And you were parenting them from old hurts too. Yeah, they're just a wallowing energy at this moment. And they're angry. It's like wallowing and anger, because what they're really feeling is sad, regret, you know, like, they miss you, but they're interpreting these things as wallowing and regret. So it might be men that you had these, yeah, the Fool again. It's just like, they feel like you're so willing to move on too. It's another reason they regret losing you. They wish they could pull you back in so you could hurt like them, you know, like. But these are very childish thoughts. I wouldn't take it like too seriously. If they do something, then of course you can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, like, it's okay to have these like petulant, childish thoughts when you're upset about losing a friendship, or upset about a breakup, or, you know, childhood best friend that doesn't want to contact you or something, you know. Like, it's okay to feel like that. Oh, you know, I wish they would come back so I could be the one to ghost them, and they could know how much it hurt my feelings. And this is just something I feel like they need to go through. They need to go through feeling like this. Yeah, it's like finally they have a burden. That's kind of what I'm getting, is like, they have a choice about how they're going to respond and handle this. And they had a choice in the past about how they would respond and handle you, and they made the wrong choice back then. So we'll see if they make the right choice in the future. But right now they've got a lot on their shoulders because they're really sad about this. Like, everything else aside, pile 3, they do truly regret losing you, and they miss you. They deeply miss you. But it's kind of like they're just so childish and immature that I don't it doesn't really matter. I think this can just serve as like a soothing reading for you, hopefully, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, yeah, deep down they're healing up, but it could take years because it's a slow moving ride. And also I don't see them, you know, responding to you in a healthy way at this moment. You know, in the future they could, but I just don't see right now that they are. So just know that they do miss you, but I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't take it and run with it, you know. Just some friendly advice. Okay. And I always just say what I feel called to say. So, you know, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. And I always support you guys in whatever decisions you guys decide to make. Except if it's like harassing someone or something. But, you know, live your life. And if you make a mistake by reaching out to this person or giving them another chance, it's not really a mistake because it's whatever you want to do. It's however you want to live. But yeah. Okay. Generosity. Yeah, you were really kind to this person. You were really loving to this person. That's what I was saying. Like, you were just so free with your compliments. You were so free with your admiration of this person. Because I sincerely believe that's how relationships should be. Two people fangirling over each other, you know, like friendships, everything. Like, that's what it should feel like. You're around people that you really respect and you love, and you're so excited for them, and you're so excited to be around them and to be a part of their experience. And you really gave that to this person. You were so generous with your time and your energy and your love. So that's why they regret losing you. So let us pull some music videos for you, pile 3. Why do people regret losing pile number 3? This is a great one. Okay. Let me shuffle. Why do people regret losing number 3? Yeah, I feel like this person is actually, there's some people out there that we're talking about pile 3 that are like in love with you and they didn't want to admit it. I don't think it's everybody because some of you are asking about family members or like platonic people. But for the ones that aren't, I definitely do think that they just didn't understand their feelings for you. And you made them feel things. You made them want to, like, maybe they were really anti-relationship or anti-commitment or had like a real problem with the opposite sex or something, or with their sexuality. And then they met you and you really triggered them because you made them feel like, I could marry someone. And then they rejected that thought, you know, like, so that's going to be for some people out there. And then for other people that are more platonic or familial, they just thought you guys would be in each other's lives forever, you know, and that this dynamic would go on forever. And it's really hard for them without you. It's like you got to them without their permission. That's how they feel. They feel like you got to their emotions without their permission, and they wish they didn't care. But they do. They really, really do. And they're just sad that this is over. They wish they could start it back up again. But I don't see them changing at this moment. So, you know, I wouldn't. But yeah, anyway. But Killing Me Softly is a great song for this because it's like she just goes to a concert and she gets so emotionally wrecked by the music. And that's what the whole song is about, is like, she just went out to have a good time, and instead she's like totally wrecked by this guy's music. It's like he's reading her soul. And that's how this person felt towards you. It's like you were reading this person's soul without their permission, but especially once you left. And they just feel like they have to totally distract themselves 24/7 to not think about you. And it makes them mad. It makes them mad because I feel like that's the only kind of energy they're letting themselves be in. They really imagine you guys like road tripping. They imagine you guys like meeting in another world, you know, and maybe then they wouldn't have to make up for the mistakes they made. You guys could just start over. So they do imagine that, friendships and relationships. Yeah. Without me, it's serving a double purpose, actually, because on the one hand, they kind of feel like they're the Halsey character, but deep down, you are actually the Halsey character. It's like, again, they're just still sort of mad. They're still sort of mad. They're like, well, why aren't you in my life still? You were supposed to be there my whole life, you know? And then deep down, they're like, we had this ride or die energy together, and we had this like really good dynamic. They feel like you're harsh. They feel like you're invasive. They feel like they're mad they can't be around you. But again, it's like, it's petulant. It's immature. So I would, again, don't take it too serious. It's very immature energy. But they do regret losing you. Like, they really do. It hurts them. It hurts them so bad. Like, this person is hurt, you know? So you know what? I prefer this energy to some other energies you could get, like a colder energy. Like, I don't care. You know, I regret losing them because of what they could do for me. That's not what I'm getting here. Maybe emotional support is what you were doing for them, but I think they regret losing you just because they truly regret losing you. They're heartbroken over it. And hopefully they can admit that soon. But yeah, thank you so much, Pile 3. Make sure to go check out Moonful readings to see what they miss about you, or what someone misses about you, or what anyone could miss about you. I will leave these down below, and I'll see you next time. This is such a nice reading. I'm really enjoying myself. It's very sweet. Even the rudest is sweet. Okay. Ooh. Why do people regret losing Pile 4? Why do people regret losing Pile 4? It's like, I feel like they regret losing you because you were like their match. I feel like people regret losing you because they feel like you're the only one that matches up to them, or you're the only one that can keep up with them, is as smart as them. It's definitely something about intelligence, wit. Okay. Why do people regret losing Pile number 4? Luck, empathy, transformation. At the bottom we got willpower and self-worth. Okay, why do people regret losing Pile number 4? You felt like home to them. I think they regret losing you because a lodestone is like something, I don't remember the culture, but basically it helped you get home in some way, or it was like a meeting place. You'll correct me in the comments, but I know the metaphor is right. It's like the lodestone is what you can reach towards to get back home, or it's like a stable thing. It's like you were a really stable piece of people's lives. Pile 4. So they regret losing that. They regret losing that sense of home, that sense of peace that you really brought. What do they regret losing? Pile number 4. Yeah, you really gave these people runway to believe in their dreams. You try to see things from their perspective. Why do people regret losing Pile number 4? 6 is Virgo, 6 is Virgo, and 2 is Taurus. Why do people regret losing pile number 4? And 11 is Aquarius. So we got Virgo, Aquarius, and Taurus. So you or them can have those signs. Virgo, Aquarius, and Taurus. Yeah, you're I think they regret losing you because you're just such a big individual. Like you're very deep. Again, it's like you can match up to these people, or it's in terms of like the general public, why do people regret losing you in general? You're a big character. Like you take up a lot of space. I just keep getting that. You take up a lot of space. You're a big character. You're memorable. You're really living. You're very engaged in life. You're very particular. You're funny. Very funny. You always have a quick critique of everything. You always have an opinion on everything. You're enjoyable to be around. Very smart. Very, very, very smart. Your wit keeps coming up. You can transform any boring situation into a very exciting one, either by being judgmental and funny, or romanticizing it. I feel like, again, you have a lot of different layers to you, Pile 4, a lot of different layers to you. I think that's a big reason why people regret losing you, is not a lot of other people have as many layers as you, or as complex as you, or as interesting as you. I mean, they kicked out the main character. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. That's funny. Why do people regret losing pile number 4? Why do people regret losing pile number 4? It's very stupid to have lost pile number 4. I think they regret losing you, pile number 4, in such an obvious way. Like, you are just obviously so great. Yeah, again, it's like they've lost somebody very popular. They've lost somebody with a lot of positive qualities. Like, they've just lost somebody very... It's like, oh, here we go. Here's a good example. Say you were friends with Megan Thee Stallion growing up, and then you had a falling out and you lost them. And then later on they become famous. Yeah, you're going to regret losing her. You're going to regret losing her. And that's the kind of energy you're bringing, pile 4. Something about the way things have panned out is why they regret losing you. It's like you've had some sort of major glow up, major transformation, just fully embodying yourself, stepping into your full power. And so now they regret it. I think they already regretted losing you, like when it happened, but then you went through this transformation and it made it like all the worse, basically. Yeah, again, it's like you keep leveling up. You have this amazing like Phoenix kind of energy, pile 4, which is great. It's like, yeah. You turn all your burdens into successes. Again, I'm getting like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. I'm getting like turning your bad situations into diss tracks kind of vibe. Like, they regret losing you because now they're part of your bad history, you know? Like, they're part of the repertoire of people who have done you wrong, you know? And like, it makes them feel really not special. Like, you're the obvious special one in this whole dynamic between you and whoever is regretting losing you. There's definitely something to that. It's like you'll have empathy for these people as well. Like, I feel like the thing is like they regret losing you because you have empathy for them and you hope the best for them, but like you're just not invested in them anymore. Like, you just don't care. Like, the relationship has also transformed into something that could never go back to where it was. So they regret losing you because only they lost, you know, like you're still in like such a good energy. There's something to that. They regret losing you too because you're still so nice. You're still so magnanimous, but it's almost like a leader. It's almost like the boss forgiving an employee because it's rude of the boss to like hold it against an employee, you know? And that's kind of your energy, Paul, where it's like you're the boss and this person's just an employee, so it would be rude of you to hold a grudge against them. Oh, you forgive them. They're just an employee. Yeah, there's something about they regret losing you because it's made them feel like lesser. It's made them feel like lower. You know, I don't know necessarily that you're doing this on purpose. I think you're just trying to take the high road, be the bigger person. That is working. You are the bigger person. You have taken the high road and they're on the low road. So yeah, they feel beneath you. So yeah, I mean, they regret it. They regret losing you. Do they regret what made them lose you? No. No. I'm barely even seeing what could have made them lose you. So, I mean, for some of these people, it's probably just that you guys just trickled off or it was no big deal but I think for some others, there was like a situation that happened that you guys never discussed and you guys just petered off and never talked about it. And they regret losing you as well because now it's just like forever unresolved. I feel like another reason they regret losing you, Power 4, is like now there's something in the back of their mind it's never going to be resolved with you. There's something strongly about that. They regret losing you too because they don't feel like they took enough advantage of having you around when you were around. They don't feel like they got everything they could out of you. And I feel like there's kind of like a dual implication with that. It doesn't have to be negative. It could be negative or it could be positive. I feel like they wish they had more time with you. You know, they wish they had more experiences with you. They wish they knew more about you. They wish, but you'll have to know if their intentions are good or not. I mean, they did lose you, so, you know, my money's on not, but I feel like for some of you, it's not that serious. And it's more like they regret losing you because they could have definitely wanted to spend more time with you. And they just weren't able to because, again, you left the job, you've moved up in the world, you've just moved on from them. It's like not anything serious. I feel like it's half and half for this group. You guys might have just like elevated so many times in life that you have a lot of people left in the wings, or left in the dust, or whatever the phrase is. I think they're both right. But so it doesn't all have to be something that ended in a bad way. But yeah, they wish they had more time with you. I feel like that's why they regret losing you. They wish they had more experiences with you. But I also feel like some of them wish they had more stories to tell about you. Because you're such a hot person around town, you know, to talk about. I feel like also you're very lucky. And again, you had so much empathy for these people or this person. So they feel like it would have been nice to still be around you. Yeah, it would have been nice. I think that's kind of the energy is like, Power 4 is such a great person. Power 4 is so interesting. Power 4 is like this great, powerful, huge character in the world. I regret losing them. You know, it's a much more simple, I think, perspective. It's a lot of compliments to you though, Power 4. It's like they regret losing you because you're such a winner. You're so amazing. You're on top of the world. You're very creative. You're an interesting person. You're daring, you're courageous, you've transformed. You know, it's a lot of just compliments for you, and that's why they regret losing you. Yeah, again with it, it's just like this is going to be a burden for them. I feel like this is not going to this will never be resolved. So it's kind of like they have to get over it, but they're not going to be able to resolve it with you for some reason. Okay, what did I miss? Anything? What did I miss? Why do people regret losing? Pile number 4. yeah, you bring a lot of passion. You have a connection to something spiritual, or to God, or to nature. Yeah, for a lot of you, it might be nature. You made nature seem interesting to them, like, or you made people feel more connected with the earth somehow. That's interesting. You protected people too. I feel like they regret losing you because they lost that bit of protection from you in a both spiritual way and in a physical way. You just had a very protective energy about you, and people miss that. People regret losing that. They could use that now. They need that canary in the coal mine energy that you have. Like, you just know when something's up. You always know when something's up. So they regret losing that heads up, that warning. They regret losing you too because you allowed people a lot of space. Like, you really allow people space to be whoever they want because you're such a big character. Like, you love other people who are big characters. So you really gave them room if they needed alone time, or if they needed a vent, or whatever they needed. Like, you were really good about that. Yeah, you really know how to create a stable, loving environment, so they regret losing that. King of Wands and Queen of Wands. Like, they will also regret how beautiful you are. They regret losing someone so beautiful and so just stunning, I guess is what they want to... They regret losing someone so stunning. It's kind of a knife to the heart alone, just the fact of how beautiful you are, much less all of the other things we've talked about. But yeah, they definitely regret losing that kind of sexy energy that you've got, that you bring to things, I just heard. So let's pull some music videos to end off. Okay. Why do they regret losing pile number 4? Why do they regret losing pile number 4? Why do they regret losing 4? Why do they regret losing pile number 4? Why do they regret? Some of these are people that fucked up though, I'm getting. Why do they regret losing pile number 4? Why do they regret losing pile number 4? Losing pile number 4. That was a little too much. So, curious damage. This is perfect. This is that same kind of energy. At one point his song gets on the radio and he's like, she called me up right after she heard my song on the radio, you know, and that's the kind of energy that I'm getting. It's like they heard your song on the radio, Pal 4, and that's why they regret losing you. Part of the reason, you know, or whatever the equivalent would be. They started hearing about you around town, like you became locally famous or something. Again, with this intelligence bit, yeah, you could measure up to them. You could like go toe to toe with them. Yeah, you're constantly rising up. You can't be caged. You had this like witty back and forth too. Yeah, and they regret losing you because it's like you actually could get to them. And the door's pretty much still open for you at Pal 4. That's funny. So yeah, this is what I've got for you, and I will leave these down below. Make sure to go check out Moonful readings about what do people miss about you. And I will see you over in the comments over there, and I hope you have a nice day.